Now I got Kelle Rhoads here in Musonia. Where are we right now anyways? I just arrived in California and what's this location?
Where you are in California actually now is called Valley Village. For years it was called North Hollywood. It's because we're right on the other side of the mountains from Hollywood. If you take that street, which is Laurel Canyon, and you go on that street without getting off, you'll go through the Hollywood Hills like a serpentine type of drive, and you end right at the very beginning of the Sunset Strip in Hollywood. And so for years, even when my mother established the school, this was called North Hollywood. North Hollywood has become so big that it is now called Valley Village. Valley Village. Musonia School of Music, which is where you're at, was established in 1948, and the school has run continuously since then and is still in operation.
Do you foresee the future of Musonia and what's going to go on in the years to come?
I'm going to keep it just like it is right now. If you look out there, that's what you would have seen, although this part of the school was not built in 1948, it was added later. But if you look out on that lobby, that's what you would see if you were here December 2nd, 1948.
Okay.
And, God willing, and if I have anything to say about it, granted, because of health and good fortune, as long as I am alive, I will make sure that it looks exactly like you're looking at it right now. Now, one day, it's possible we will take another wing of the school and make it into a museum and feature some items from my mom and my brother and my mom's partner who started this school, who's also a musician. We may have some memorabilia in another wing, so it might not always be where the memorabilia is in this room. But it's in this room because my mom always wanted to keep an eye on everybody who comes in, and she wanted to see that nobody, takes anything or whatever.
Of course, because I mean, we're talking about Randy Rhoads School in a sense.
Right, absolutely. And this most definitely is the home of Randy Rhoads. He was born into this family, as I was, and when we were tiny children, we came here. When we were teenagers, we learned how to play our instruments here. We had a music lesson, and right exactly where you're sitting, Jason, is where Randy used to stand and play guitar when he was in Violet Fox.
Really?
Because in those days we had nothing in this room except this piano, because we were having a lot of recitals with the people that play in the school, and when the Friday night comes, my mom said, okay, you can have your Violet Fox show, and I was about in the middle, and then there was a guy over in the corner, his name was Guy Penalesa, and then right here was Randy, and we make the Violet Fox shows right here. We could get about 60, 70 chairs in here in those times, because we didn't have that piano, and we didn't have that piano, and we didn't have all that stuff. So we could get quite a few kids in here. And so this is where it all happened, right here.
Right at this section.
Right in this very spot. This is where it happened. And we were in Violet Fox together for a while, and then I went away to work in the record companies, and he formed a couple of different bands, and not too long after that, he started Quiet Riot.
Wow. And then the rest is history.
The rest is history.
The rest we all know.
The rest we all know. And I got my first look at the internet today. I'm internet illiterate, and so the wife has to, kind of help me through it, guide the old man through. And I got to see it, and I have to say I'm shocked. I'm shocked, not just about my brother, but I'm shocked how many things there are that have to do with me and my family on the internet. It's insane. Yeah. It's crazy.
Every year it duplicates.
Every year.
Yeah, I mean, it like doubles.
Every year it doubles. It really does. It's an amazing thing. So I want to say two things right away to to emphasize the fact that Musonia is open for everybody. Everybody can come here, they can have a tour. If time permits, they'll have a one-on-one time with somebody from the Rhoads family. Now it's my sister or me, although she does not work here, but she will come here on occasion if somebody sets something up in advance. And we will be glad to take everybody through, give them our time, autographs, pictures, whatever they want, and there's no charge. In fact, we won't take your money.
That's a good thing. Because it shows that you care.
Keeps us poor. Good, because that's the way Randy would do it. He was very generous. He was a very generous, humble person. If you came here, he would say, I'm teaching right now, stay for a while, and he would probably end up jamming with you.
Yeah.
And if you broke a string, he would give you a string. That's the way that Randy was. So that's the way we carry the tradition on. Everybody is welcome here. Also, one other thing. I want to single out, we try to stay away from the different blogs and the different Randy Rhoads websites. Don't buy anything from Randy Rhoads .us. They are doing a couple of little funny things that we don't like. So don't buy anything from those people at all. We're happy that they promote Randy, that's good, but there's a few little things that are not right at all. So I would recommend that you don't buy anything from that site whatsoever.
One thing that I noticed too with all these sites that supposedly are endorsed by the Rhoads family.
None are.
Are they?
None. None are. And the reason that we do that is because we want to be fair. So if somebody says that we endorse their site, you know absolutely for sure that they are full of shit. Because we don't endorse any site, because we want it to be a level playing ground. And the Rhoads family also does not get on the internet and look over people's shoulder. We feel that that's for the fans to communicate with the fans. The fans stay out of Rhoads' business, so we stay out of their pleasure. Do you understand? We want them to communicate with each other, okay? And instead of going back and forth and making a blog where they're discussing something like whether Randy had liked Chinese food or not, the most simple thing is to get on the phone, everybody else does, and call me. I'll tell you, yes, he loved it. He went crazy over that shit.
Yeah.
So we let them do their thing, and we don't get involved. But when people are selling things and they're misrepresenting things and they're taking money that they say is for Randy and they're putting it in their pocket, we don't feel that that's right. This is not the right thing to do.
Understand?
Understand?
One thing though is just throughout all these years you've never endorsed the website and stuff like that.
No.
Why would they come and say that?
Because it sells product.
So that's the only reason.
That's the only reason that they do it, because it sells product. If people think that the Rhoads family is down with what they're doing, then they won't have any kind of doubt.
Now, this is one of the first interviews you're actually saying this in a sense. It's
Yeah,
great to be,
you're getting an exclusive, Jason.
because I've
good
looked
with-
on the internet and I can't see that stuff.
Well,
So this is another exclusive, number 2.
yeah. First point that we made tonight, the doors are open to everybody. And there's been some people that came back and back and back and back. And that's okay. We accept it, and we invite everybody to come. Like today, did you pass by any guard?
No.
Did anybody say, well, what are you doing here? What's your business here? No, but I'm talking about here in this
No.
place. And that won't happen with anybody else either.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And the second thing is that we want to make clear, the Rhoads family doesn't endorse anybody's website or anybody's product, okay? If you hear it, it's not true. And there's very precious few things out there that have any direct link to Randy whatsoever. If you're looking at buying memorabilia, you better check it out. Because if you get taken, it's your own fault. Because you didn't pick up the phone and call us. All it takes. I was around my brother most of his whole life, except when he was with Ozzy. I know the things that he had, and I know the things that he did, and I know the people that he did them with. So when somebody says, well, I've got this, and I got this because I went down to Joe's Diner and some guy just changed a flat tire on Randy Rhoads' car, so he took off one of his bow ties and he said, here you go, man, keep this for a rainy day. It didn't happen.
Makes good for a good story though.
Didn't happen. Yeah.
Another thing too I want to talk to you about. Rhoads.
Yeah.
Kelle Rhoads album.
Oh, okay.
Kelle Rhoads album. Where's these original ones first? Like we know that you're doing, you know, the new classical pieces.
Okay, let me run through my whole discography, which is not much, but I will go through the whole thing. In 1984 was released, no, got the wrong year. In 1985, the Kelle Rhoads solo EP came out on Legend Records, and in 1985, the group Rhoads, a different band, different members, a metal band, that record, Into the Future, came out on Interport. Skip to 2005, my first commercial output was the Titanic Overture, and that came out 2 years later in 2007, came out Portraits of Oblivion, my bestseller yet. That record sells more than anything that I did, continues to do so still. And in March of 2011, the preview comes with Pride and Profanity, which is completely done, completely mixed, and now we're waiting for the artwork and mastering. And that will come out, and you'll get a copy, and you'll start playing it there, and it will be in March in 2011.
Great.
It'll be out by March 19th.
Another thing too you can mention is Forces of Oblivion.
Portraits of Oblivion.
It's basically Randy Rhoads' last official appearance.
It actually is, although posthumously.
Right.
The piece of music that is there was recorded one night, and I was keeping that for a long time, filed away in the vaults, nobody heard it, and then finally during the construction of Portraits of Oblivion, my producer suggested to me, maybe we're going to make something around that piece of music so that we can use it and feature it. And so it was decided that we would include it in a piece called the Radio Sequence. And it is the 5th track on Portraits of Oblivion.
And now we all know, because when I first interviewed you, I forgot what year, 2009, something like that.
That sounds right.
We didn't really discuss that because it was more like secret. Let's put it on the.
When I first came out with the record in 2007, I didn't mention it, and I didn't have any credit on the record. There is no credit. There's credit for the people that played on it, but it doesn't mention him at all. And the reason that I did that is because where you and me are right now, this is where me and Randy were, and we started that way. And if something that's only between me and him, that I wanted it to end that way. So that's why he's on there. I did not do it to sell records, and what happened was after it was out for a while, people started saying, that's Randy, it has to be Randy. I don't care what you tell me. And I wouldn't deny it. I would say, okay, yeah, it is, okay? So the reason, of course, after a while when it got out, I didn't deny it, of course, because I'm not ashamed of it at all. I picked it, I waited on it. I had it like this for all those years, for 30 or more years. And then I finally decided when to use it, and the right time to use it was in this radio sequence. You've heard it. Don't you think it fits good in that?
It's beautiful.
My producer built that whole piece around it, so we would have a palette, if you will, for the song.
When I heard that for the first time, when you sent me the CDs in the mail, I get them, listen to your music, all of a sudden I hear this guitar player. I'm saying, something interesting here. Rewind, like, that's Randy Rhoads.
I think it's a very, very strong testament to my brother's legacy that all these years after his death, somebody can listen to a piece of music. They've only heard the Ozzy songs, or maybe not even that. They listen to a guitarist, okay, not a singer, a guitarist, and they hear a few notes and they know that it's Randy Rhoads. How many people play guitar? How many people you could record and nobody knows who that is, and somebody someplace else, right away they say who it is?
Yeah.
That is a testament in itself. That's proof positive of a spectacular legacy.
That's for sure.
And it is very gratifying to be born into this family. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Sometimes there's things that are like a little too much, you know, but it's amazing. It's amazing the people that have come through here to meet us. We're like, oh my God, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, and we're like, oh my God,
Well, like,
and they're like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
resonates.
like a mutual love fest.
Yeah.
We got to sum this. We got to close this. So, do you have any final questions or anything you want to ask me?
RhoadsFest.
RhoadsFest, going to be on Saturday. It's going to be big. A lot of people taking part. All the music all night is Randy Rhoads. Every song being done is Randy Rhoads. I personally am taking care of the Quiet Riot segment, where the very first original compositions written by Randy Rhoads will be performed live on stage, and I'm looking very forward to it because the band's very rehearsed, and I think it's going to be a perfect little segment for the show.
Excellent.
So we'll say goodnight with a song.
Kelle Rhoads, everybody.